What an exciting day. Oh my God. You know what? I just learned how to do that countdown timer thing because, I noticed that there was like this lag when we start. I'm like, well, shoot, I'll just use the countdown timer, give it 30 seconds, get people warmed up so they can start watching. Hi, we're here.
And you hardly ever messed it up, Ryan. It was brilliant.
Oh my God, I love it. It's a little tricky to manage because, obviously there's a lot of volunteers participating, and I'm actually managing the entire interface for Restream, which is how we're able to get out on all these different platforms. But we're joined by Robyn Kennedy, the
Yay!
legendary Robyn Kennedy. And Robyn
Yay!
Kennedy is here today. She's the Vice President of Global Outreach and Partnerships, been in the Pride movement for a couple years, maybe like 4 or 5, just a couple.
You missed a couple of zeros off that.
Yeah, you're welcome, Robyn. We're excited to talk to you about the concert, and my wife, Robyn, happens to be on there saying hi to you too.
Yeah.
So, Robyn, we're going to talk to you about where you are, what you're up to. First, I'm going to say a little bit about the concert, Silence to Solidarity. We have exciting musical performances. We have inspirational moments from our global community about sort of how the Solidarity Fund helped them in the past year, and where the funds are going. So I'm just going to start out by telling you who our headliner is. Netta and Yay, and we have so many. All of our artists donated all of their time, talent, energy to bring this music and these inspirational moments to you. They are all no, this is all volunteer. The whole concert is volunteer, so every dollar you donate is going to our global community, and we'll talk a little bit more about what that looks like. But for now, I'd just like to say thank you all. Thank you to all the artists and all of our partners, Happy Socks, TripAdvisor, our streaming partners, Reverie, Yay, and Digital Realty for being great partners to us. And now that I've said all that, I'd like to introduce our fabulous live from Sydney, Australia, Robyn Kennedy. Woo!
Hi, everybody. Great to be here. And we are in countdown mode to what's going to be a fantastic concert. I can't wait. I mean, what an incredible lineup of people. And the fact that they're donating their time, that is amazing. And our headliner, whoa.
Whoa! Yes.
Yeah, that is great. I mean, the people are being so generous with their time. I think that says a lot about our causes here, what we're raising money for, that people have been so responsive to invitations to appear.
Yes, and we started working on this concert a couple months back, 3 months back, well before the war in Ukraine and what's happening with our sibling organizations at Kiev Pride and Kharkiv Pride, our member organizations. When our family hurts, we hurt, and the InterPride family is very tightly knit. We are here to take care of each other, to help each other out when we need it, and sometimes when we just during last year when we were able to help folks during the COVID pandemic, when people lost funding, people had to maybe even shutter their pride or prides. So we have 3 different funds that we support at InterPride. One is the Solidarity Fund, which has focus in the global South, Eastern Europe, and in more hostile environments. The Legacy Fund, which is more of a humanitarian crisis fund where we look at urgent needs around the globe. And then the Scholarship Fund, which helps Pride organizers from all over the world participate in InterPride's World Conference every year. And that's a super opportunity. That's where I met Robyn Kennedy and all these fine folks from InterPride when I went to my first conference when I was the executive director of LA Pride. And I was so impressed by the work of InterPride. So, Robyn, I'd love it if you could tell us, some of what you do for InterPride and sort of your interaction and, talk more about what's happening in Sydney in 2023.
Sure. I've been involved in InterPride. I think actually that might be when I agree. When I sort of first got involved was when you were at the same conference. I think it was in 2018
Right.
in Saskatoon, which
Yes.
it took me about 10 days to get there. But anyway, uh,
I think
coming
it
from
looks you're on a
Sydney.
hayride together as well.
Yeah, that's right. And also that year, there was shocking snow everywhere, like snowfalls, and all the airports were blocked. And anyway, we're so dedicated, we just trudged through that snow to
Yes,
get
we
to
did.
the conferences. And really, I think that introduced me to what a great organization InterPride is. We're all volunteers, we all commit a lot of time because we believe in what we're trying to do, which is to support our communities all around the world, help them grow and develop pride, and respond in the ways we can do. So in the last couple of years, we've really been building up our income with a goal of being able to expand our grants programs. And just recently, we've done a full review of our solidarity and legacy funds. So, solidarity provides support, grants for people to stage whatever pride means to them. So, pride doesn't look the same all around the world. It's not necessarily walking down the street with signs and banners and things, because in a lot of countries, there is no right to peaceful public assembly, for example, but they do pride in another way. So we provide funds to help them do that, to come together as a group and celebrate identity, diversity, and community. Our legacy fund is humanitarian aid. And as we've seen around the world, there are many crises going on, not the least Ukraine. And one of the things our legacy fund provides is actually assistance for evacuation, because people nearly need to get out of situations sometimes. And sadly, we also provide funding for things like funeral costs, which just highlights that in many places of the world, members of our community are still targeted for violence. So it's a very broad fund. It covers everything from food and water to all the basic essentials. Because in Global South in particular, there is an ongoing need for that, particularly when our communities are discriminated against and blocked from services. So these are all really, really important causes, and we will be allocating a proportion of funds to our Pride colleagues in the Ukraine to help them out. And that's probably going to be a range of needs for them.
Yes, and that's very important. And thank you for saying that, Robyn. It's you've been in the Pride movement for a long time. I've learned so much from you in such a short period of time. I'm grateful for your insights, your participation, and your active involvement in reforming the Solidarity, Legacy, and Scholarship Fund program. So thank you. Just a big shout out on that part. And the situation in Ukraine is, yeah, there's a lot of attention going to it for good reason. It's not just about the conflict, it's about standing up for democracy itself. If Russia prevails there, that's only the beginning. So, yes, attention's there for now, but we're not excluding the Global South. The Global South, we are absolutely paying attention. We are absolutely taking applications for issues that are going on in the Global South. But the very foundation of democracy is being challenged with the situation in Ukraine. And for every $1,000 we can contribute to them, 4 people could be evacuated in a car. Every $1,000, 4 lives can be saved through evacuation.
Exactly. Uh, and I mean, in other parts of the world, there are people are also needing to evacuate.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of persecution of our communities in Poland, for example,
Mhm.
where people felt their lives were under threat. So it's this kinds of funds can do what a lot of other funds can't do, because we support specifically our community. So our LGBT, QIA plus communities. Now, there's a lot of charities out there, but they don't necessarily preference or even provide funds to our communities for because of various negative attitudes. So we pick that up. We target our communities and we provide that support to make sure that there is equality in the way that necessary funds are distributed.
Yes, so true. And I think the next step for InterPride is really telling our story well. Really, I was always impressed by the work when I was learning about our work at the World Conferences, or now through my work with InterPride directly. The scope of the breadth of the work is amazing, and our goal now as our family of InterPride is to tell our story, to tell the stories of the people uh, who are receiving the funding, and how that's helped them, and how that's helped them either maybe do something as small as have a picnic or a meal together, or as large as being able to have their festival or their parade or their march. So I think that it's very important to realize that everybody, as you said earlier, is in a different pride means different things to different people, but it almost always means that you have a safe and a space to be with your community. And that's really at the core of what we're striving to do all over the world. And sometimes it's a lot easier if you're in the US. I'm in Los Angeles. Like it's very easy for me to walk around and hold hands with my wife here. I could not do that. And sometimes I don't feel safe doing that, maybe even parts of like outer Los Angeles in the US, because there are religious bigots all over the place in the U.S. So, I just feel like it's very important to realize that the work we do has a common thread, and that we are helping people create safe space to be their authentic selves. And whether that's a non-binary person, a trans person, a person of color, uh, the intersectionality of everything, we are always striving to make sure that we're addressing that in the forefront of human rights.
So, Robyn, tell us about all the fun things and the great weather going on in Sydney.
What are
It's
you
not
working on? Yeah.
Well, our weather kind of is not so great right now. It's been raining nonstop for a month. It's not normally like that. Um,
What they say.
as they say. So we've had really, really bad flooding all up and down our coast, our east coast. So lots of towns have been cut off. People sitting on roofs and paddling down the main street and stuff. So it has been quite devastating. A lot of people are homeless, and sadly, a lot of people have lost their lives. But there's a big recovery effort going on now to get people housed, get them basic needs, that sort of thing. And lots of independent fundraisers. We've got a fundraiser going for First Nations people who've been affected by the floods, and for members of our own community that have been affected by the floods. So lots of little fundraisers going to make sure that our communities don't miss out on the broader support and recovery efforts that are going on. But normally it's nice and sunny here, and it's going to be during Sydney World Pride next year.
Woo!
It'll
Sydney.
be incredibly sunny.
Yes.
You're going to need your sunscreen and a big hat and all of that so you don't get burnt, because, problems with those.
You've already predicted the weather for February, the end of February 20.
Absolutely. You won't see a drop of rain. It'll be really gorgeous weather. So that means you'll be able to go to all the fabulous events that are going to be on. Lots of them are outdoors. So there's a big party at Bondi Beach, the welcome ceremony and the closing ceremony in this big open area called the Domain. And we're going to be marching over the Sydney Harbour Bridge to get to the
That's
Domain for the closing
incredible.
ceremony. It's
Yeah.
actually only ever been closed once before. So
Wow.
and it's been there a long time, about 80 years. So we're getting terrific support from government around
Fantastic.
all these events. Oh, and the Opera House is having events, and our very, very ornate Sydney Town Hall, which is a heritage building, will be having an event there. So lots of really nice venues. Plus, there's what we call the Gay Mile, Oxford Street. So it has lots of bars and shops, all owned by members of our community. So
Oh, amazing.
it's a very, very welcoming, supporting space. And if you forget to bring an outfit, which you will need, there's a shop there called House of Priscilla, where you can buy the most incredible outfit, depending on what you favour, a little or a lot, you can buy that there. They have got everything. It's amazing.
I'm
So,
so excited. Wow. Well, I've never been to that part of the world before, much less Sydney. So I'm excited to, my wife and I are excited to come. And House of Priscilla, I'm all over that. I just pictured what Richard's going to buy there. I don't know. I just pictured Richard shopping there.
probably as little as possible. But
That's definitely me. I'm in that camp for sure. I'm gonna have to be careful with the camera and the pictures. But yeah, Richard is always so flawless looking. I'm just
yes,
he just
yeah.
looks on it, like he is ready to go take over the goddamn world. Yeah.
Well,
Well,
that's
it's up to
right.
you. If you just want a fancy cowboy hat and go, that's
Okay.
fine. You can just wear that. Or if you want, some ornate headgear, that's there too.
And
Or got gowns or gold briefs, whatever's your style.
amazing. And I hear I have to start trying some new food choices as well. What are you required to eat in Australia? What's the
You can eat any cuisine from any part of the world here.
great?
Australia is a very, very multicultural country because of decades and decades of immigrants. So any cuisine you can think of, North African, I mean, we've got tons of Japanese, Thai, Indian, any kind of Asian food, but also African, South American, anything.
Yeah.
If you want to go to the Irish pubs, they're here, whatever. I mean, we're really lucky actually to have benefited from an incredible multicultural society. Means we also have terrific coffee, much
Oh,
better, much
love
better
coffee.
than the coffee in US. Sorry, but yeah,
Uh,
much better.
I I believe you. I believe you. I'm a
Because we've got baristas who've been trained properly
wow.
through the Italian and Greek migration that happened here.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. Well, I'm a coffee lover, so I can't wait to try that. And
Yeah.
when is World Pride in Sydney? What are the dates?
The dates is I think it's about the 17th of February. So what we're doing is we're combining World Pride with our usual Mardi Gras festival. Yeah, that's exactly
One
right.
million percent better.
I
Fantastic.
said it, and I expect all those endorsements to be coming in any second now.
Yeah.
So it's about mid-February. I think it's the 17th, and it runs through to about I think it's the 4th or 5th of March. So we're combining the main events that we normally have during Pride season,
Mhm.
uh, combining them back to back with the World Pride event. So it's going to probably, I think it's about 17 days of fabulousness. And included within that, of course, is the 3-day Human Rights Conference, which is
Amazing.
a very important part of World Pride, and it will have a big focus on Asia Pacific. Asia is our closest neighbour. In fact, it's not very far at all from the top of Australia. So we'll
Yeah.
have a lot of people coming from Asia. We'll have a lot of speakers from Asia talking about all the barriers that they face in Asia in trying to build their community and trying to do the things that we take for granted, like the right to assembly, peaceful public
Hmm.
assembly. So they'll be, and also the very unique cultures of the region will be on display, and also our Pacific Island neighbours that form part of Oceania region,
Hmm.
who also have very unique cultures. But also, sadly, in a number of those countries, homosexuality is still a crime. So there are a lot of parts of the world that face significant challenges, and those issues will be up for discussion at the conference.
Oh, that's
Amazing.
exciting. I can't wait. I can't wait. But let's get through this one first. Let's get through the concert. Then we'll start talking about Sydney World Pride, which I'm looking forward to. I'm going to be there, Robyn. We're going to have a blast. Madonna, I'm going to pack you in the suitcase if you're not going to come. I
Oh,
got
we're
to have.
going. We're going.
I already know that Madonna and Robyn are coming. They told me 3 years ago, I think.
Yes, we did, and we're sticking to it.
Yeah. No, I know lots of people are coming from InterPride. They're all saying, "Oh, you're going to show me around?" I say, "Oh, right, okay,
I think
yeah,
you'll be a little busy, but
yeah." No,
we'll
no,
if you see me, like if I've fallen down on the bridge somewhere, and like just pick me up and throw me in the right direction. That's all I ask.
turn you around.
Turn me around.
Yeah.
It's very exciting, Robyn. You're just amazing. I love that we're getting to have this moment before the concert to just chat about World Pride and about the work that InterPride's doing. And the concert's really going to highlight a lot of this, including the stories of the work we're doing. We got a little bit in there for Sydney Pride, Sydney World Pride, and just really it's entertainment. And we know everybody's, I don't remember if I said this on this one or not, but everybody's burned out on virtual events. I understand, but hey, you know what, it's an hour and a half. Come in, I guarantee you will have you'll be entertained, and you'll be moved by the work, and you'll be moved by these artists who are so giving and generous, and they're from all over the world. We've got we've sort of been talking about them, but if you go to, did you, oh yeah, and tune in later. Here's my shameless plug for Boozing with Gays. My Michael Shepard, who's in the concert, and his husband Hutch, do a show every Friday night, which is Friday night here, Robyn, at 8:30 tonight Pacific time, and they just talk about current issues, and they're both very entertaining. But tonight I get to be on and talk about the concert for a minute, so I'm excited about that. And
Yeah.
donate. That's all. And oh, let's talk about that shirt you're wearing, Robyn. That Silence to Solidarity shirt. That's our concert shirt, and you can buy that. Ryan, plop up the merchandise purchase. These proceeds will help benefit the same funds that we're talking about that we've been discussing here. So if you want to buy a shirt, if merchandise is your thing, there's all kinds of merchandise for Silence to Solidarity on the website. So that's one
And
way
it's
you can donate.
very comfortable shirt.
And you get
So
them pretty quickly. They ship all around the
I
world.
know, I couldn't believe it. It was much faster than our local mail. Because our
Oh,
local mail was just, I won't talk about our local mail, but I couldn't believe it. I'd ordered it and it arrived 2 days later from US to Australia.
amazing. Well, that's our new partner, Querencia
Yeah, they're
Merchandise.
great.
And Ty
Really
Collier,
great.
well, you'll see him tomorrow on the show.
Yeah.
And yeah, good. It looks good on you. So order merchandise, donate. share the concert. It's only going to be on one time. It's going to be on Reverie TV Plus, on Reverie's YouTube channel, Reverie YouTube, InterPride Social, one time, and you might see it a couple of times on Reverie TV Plus if you happen to have a Samsung television. It just comes with that TV. So yeah, what else?
I think we're
Well,
good. Thanks so much.
I've been sharing. I think I've beat Ryan now. I have personally invited 720 people.
Yay! I got to start inviting more people.
And I've posted on about a dozen websites. I've gone through all of my mailing lists.
Thank you.
And I have sent all of that out. So if people don't turn up, it wasn't for want of trying. But
True story.
I'm sure they will, because all you have to do is sit and be entertained. How great is that? You don't have to talk back like in a Zoom meeting. You just sit and you be entertained.
Right.
And if you don't want to interrupt, don't want to miss anything, you can donate now so that you don't get distracted when all the entertainment is on. I've already made my donation, and I even got my mother to donate.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Mother. We appreciate that. Thanks, Robyn's mother.
So, yeah, do it now. Get it out of the way. Then you can just chill and watch.
Perfect.
All right. With that, we look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow. A lot of work went into this, and we cannot wait to showcase InterPride's Silence to Solidarity Global Concert with all of our amazing talent, all the volunteers that participated. All we need now is for you to donate to help us continue doing the great work around the world. So until tomorrow.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Thanks.